Joe Hopkins here, and today I'm saying you need to hear this album, Soundgarden, King Animal. And why? Why? It's because, as far as I can tell, a lot of people haven't really heard it, right? It came out in 2012. Soundgarden put it out after a rather long absence. They hadn't done anything since Down on the Upside, which came out in, like 95, 96, something like that. And then they put this out in 2012, and it really just kind of, it didn't get a lot of attention. It got some, but it didn't get a lot of attention. And that seems to happen when a band puts out an album after an extended absence. That happens, I've seen it happen to a lot of bands, right? And I kind of get it. Because the world moves on and the time has passed. Now, that's not always the case. Sometimes bands put out an album after a long time and it kills it. But usually not. You take too long a break and the moment has passed. But this is an excellent, excellent album. This is an album that, had it come out in, let's say, 98, 99, 2000, it probably would have been a huge hit, right? But it didn't. It came out in 2012. So what can you say? But it's worth listening to, right? I love a lot of the songs on it. They are straight rockers. It sounds like a Soundgarden album because that's what it is. I particularly like By Crooked Steps, and the video to it too. I like the video to that, where they're like a biker gang on Segways. That was funny. I thought that was pretty cute. That's worth watching, right? I also like the song Attrition. Really rocking songs on this, Yeah, like I said, it didn't get a lot of attention at the time, and it's one of those albums that probably should. It's worth listening to. It's one of those hidden gems, right? But I do get certain things. I remember when I was a kid, and one of my parents' favorite bands would put out an album after, they hadn't done anything in 15 years, and they get excited. My parents get excited, but I'm a kid, I'm listening to these new bands, and I'm like, who cares about that? And I think that's what happens. The kids, I know people say the kids, but the kids are the ones that go out and buy albums. Now it's streaming. Right, streaming's the thing, but as an adult, I find I don't have as much time. I can listen to this album here and there, but I don't have time to just play music constantly like I did when I was a teenager, or even in my early 20s, where the music was constantly spinning. I was always looking for new music, new sounds. I still am always looking for new music. I just don't have the same amount of time. So you got to appeal to kids. And when you don't do anything for 15, 17 years, then yeah, it kind of drops off there. You know what I mean? The people that are kids now aren't interested in you. So it didn't do as well as it should have. But like I said, it is worth listening to. If you are a Soundgarden fan, definitely check this one out. Like I said, it sounds very Soundgarden-y. If you haven't heard it, it kind of feels like it takes you back to the 90s with something you haven't heard before, which is cool. Now, I'm talking about this Soundgarden album because I've heard that there's a new Soundgarden album coming out, and one might wonder, how's that possible since Chris Cornell isn't with us anymore? Did they replace him? No, apparently they recorded a bunch of stuff, and they had Chris Cornell's like his demo takes, I guess. They weren't. It wasn't the finished product, so the rest of the band went and finished the album that they were working on when their singer died. And they just took Chris's, they're taking the takes he had done, which from what I've heard are excellent. It just wasn't going to be the final take. Well, now it is the final take because he can't do another one. So in preparation for that, I'm hoping that comes out at some point. That'd be really cool. I've heard, tell that that's going to happen. And in preparation for that, I'm listening to their last album, which I haven't listened to in a good while. I got to be honest with you. Like a lot of people, and I'm just as guilty, I listen to the older stuff. I go back and I listen to, you know, Super Unknown and Down on the Upside and Louder Than Love and Bad Motorfinger and their old albums. And I keep skipping over this one, and it occurred to me, no, wait a minute, they did put out that other album. I should go back and listen to it again, and it is worth listening to. Yeah, a lot of bands have the lesser-known album. This is their lesser-known album. Chris Cornell had a few lesser-known albums. He did a lot of solo stuff that doesn't really get a lot of attention and should. Everything that the guy did was great. Absolutely amazing. You know, that first solo album, is Euphoria Morning, that was worth not having a Soundgarden album at the time, because it was so good. It was such a good album. Yeah. And King Animal is Soundgarden, I guess I could call it their hidden gem. It's not really hidden, but like I said, it doesn't get the attention it deserves. Go back, give it a listen, see what you think, man. It's well worth the ear time, right? To cruise through that a little bit. I like listening to music when I'm working out in the morning, and this is definitely a workout album. It's a rocker. It's got good solid beat to it. It keeps you moving. That's what I'm looking for. If you're looking for the same kind of thing, yeah, it's that solid, steady, ka-chunk, right? But it does have that like offbeat, off-kilter kind of feel that Soundgarden gets, which I like. As long as it rocks, I can move to it. If you're like me, you're looking for music you can move to. You know what I mean? Not always. Sometimes I want music to chill to. But in the morning, when I'm pumping and getting going, working my muscles, I want something I can move to. This is a move to album. Move to it, baby. And yeah, that's my thoughts on that whole thing. Go ahead and give it a listen. At the same time, give me a listen, man. I got links to streaming down here. And at the end, there's a playlist that comes up. There's a playlist that says Talking Dogs. That's my newest album. And you guys should check it out there in YouTube land, because it's good. It's good. I'm influenced a bit by Soundgarden. You can kind of hear it. Give it a listen. Tell me if you think you can hear it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I love y'all. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.